1% chance, 99% faith, dream, hope, fantasize, whatever that is, bro. Barcelona versus Atletico second leg Copa del Rey. The first leg, we all know what happened, fam. We all know what happened. 4 times. Was that 4? 1, 2, 3. 4 times, bro. Got smacked up 4 times. And now the second leg is tomorrow. There is a lot to talk about. There's a lot to... Of course, in this video, we'll be talking about the lineup. We'll try to predict the lineup. We'll try to predict how Barca can come back and how Atleti can stop the remontada. And I'll give you my thoughts at the end of the video, whether I actually think Barca can do it or whether they can't do it. We've seen over the past 2 days, ever since Barca beat Villarreal, we've seen a lot of players, by the way. A lot of players. Listen, before we get to all of that, before we start, you guys already know what to do. Like the video right now. Hype as well. Subscribe to the channel. We are getting close to 28K. You know what I mean? The road to 30K on the second channel. And comment your own thoughts. I want everyone. Barca fans, Atleti fans, Madrid fans. If you support neither of those 3, do you think Barca can come back? Let's go straight into it. We've seen a lot, as I said earlier, over the past 2 days, a lot of Barcelona players are coming out and saying the 1% chance, 99% faith. A lot of players are coming out with these kind of posts, these kind of tweets. But it's more, I don't think it's like a hope for the best. Some of the players are low-key confident. Like, Bernal said, if they can beat us 4-0, then we can beat them 4-0. Rafinha seems very confident that Barca can come back. Lamine Yamal, when he got asked, we'll see on Tuesday. And that is the number one thing for a remontada to happen. If you go back when Barca had the famous remontada in the Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain, go before the game started and ask all the Barcelona players, the Suarez, the Messis, the Neymars, and everyone else. All of them had that kind of mentality and that kind of mindset. And that is how a comeback starts first. It doesn't start with on the pitch. It starts with the mindset. Do the players genuinely believe they can come back? It's one thing trying to fake it. It's one thing trying to be professional because you still have to do your part. You still have to come and play for 90 minutes. But sometimes you play for 90 minutes, but deep down you know, bro, we're not coming back, bro. Like, bro, let's just come out here, try to win, make it respectable, try to close the lead. That's it. But if you think that, you ain't going through because you don't have the mindset of coming back. All you have to do is just play, and then the other team has already won the game before they even played and they've kicked a single ball. But if you've got the mindset, we are going to come back. That's going to help you in the game. So I've spoken about the mentality. Come on, man. I'm a therapist, baby. I'm a therapist. I'm a man a lot of things. As you guys can see with the Face Extra, we talk about Netflix. We talk about WWE. We might be talking about therapy soon, Ak. You know what I mean? I'm a man of many things. I'm cultured, brother. But anyway, now let's get to the pitch. In terms of the lineup, do I think Barcelona will play this line? This is what FootMob is predicting. Of course, no Frankie de Jong is the massive absence for that game. No Frankie it will hurt a lot in terms of Barcelona, especially in the midfield. They've got Juan Garcia, they've got Bode, Jared Martin, Kubasi, Koundé, Dani Olmo, Pedro, Fermin, Rafinha, Lamine, and Ferran Torres. The players who are out, Eric Garcia suspended, of course. The red card in the last seconds of the game, and the rest of the players are, of course, not playing. In terms of Liwa, who picked up an injury literally yesterday, Frankie, we all know about, and the rest, I mean, they haven't really played over the past months of the season, to be fair. Do I think they'll play with this lineup? I don't. I think playing Dani Olmo will be a mistake because Barcelona need to be very, very careful. They need to be very, very cautious because one goal from Atleti, it will kill the game off. I don't see Barcelona come back by scoring 5 goals if Atleti score 1 or 2. And it's not just 1 or 2. They might get 2. A massive part of why Barcelona won against Villarreal, a massive part of why they won the game before that, I think it was Levante, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, we can check here. Levante, yes. It was because of the appearance and the impact that Marc Bernal had. Marc Bernal has had a good couple of games. Ever since he came back from the injury, of course, he's been slowly getting back into the game, getting back into rhythm, getting back into sharpness. But over the past couple of games, you can see he's managed to hack the intensity. He's now ready to play these kind of games with high intensity, high press and everything. And I think he's done well, especially the game against Villarreal, who's not an easy opponent. He played without Pedri, without Frankie de Jong, and played very good defensively and did very well in the midfield, way better than a Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo starting will be a massive mistake for Barcelona. So if I had to predict an 11, again, he might start because of the name tag, because of how much he cost, but I don't think it'll be the right decision. I think playing a Marc Bernal needs to be the priority, especially from a defensive standpoint. Then the rest is Rafinha, Fermi, Lamy. That's not a surprise. Then the way I look at it, of course, Ferran will play. I'm not surprised with that. But if I had to give you what I would personally do, I would play Rashford up front. I think Rashford offers a little bit else. And Rashford, Ferran, bro, you're not playing Valencia. You're not playing Valencia, Ike. If you play Valencia, you can put 11 Ferrans and you will win 11-0. But at the same time, if you play anything but Valencia, Ferran is not giving you nothing. I know you scored in La Liga against Atletico, that last second goal, which really true, the game was done by then. But my point is, I think playing a Rashford might be better, because what you get from that is you have Rashford and Rafinha rotating. Rafinha sometimes likes to find those holes, find those spaces to exploit the balls over the top. He's a very intelligent player, and having someone who can press, especially in the number one, like the first person to press, it helps with the rest of the players pressing and helping. So Rashford gives another dimension to the Barcelona. But if Ferran plays, it is what it is. I'm not here to complain, fam. I'm not here to complain. Play the sardine. You know what I mean? Then we look at the Atleti point of view. The way Football was saying, they've got Musso, Molina, Pubil, Hanko, Ruggeri, basically the same lineup which they did. The way I look at it, exact same lineup except for Antoine. Do I think Solov will play? I don't think Solov will play this game. I think Antoine will play this game. Is Antoine injured or suspended? No, he's not even suspended. He's not even injured. I think Antoine might play this game, and that's what I would personally do, because in a game where you're not going to have the ball, Solov is not important. Atleti, they know what to expect. They know the script. The script is for Barcelona is they'll be attacking, pressing early on to get that first goal. So they're going to be under pressure, and I think Atleti knows that. Playing a Solov will not help with anything, because let's say they win the ball, they're not going to rely on Solov with a link up. Having an Antoine who can drop deep, link up, progress the ball, find the people, the likes of Julian, the likes of Simeone, the likes of Lookman at the pace, will be way more crucial. So I would personally start Antoine in this game and not Solov. Solov, depending on how the game goes, if Barcelona is leading 3-0, comes 70 minute, then boom, bring a Solov for a different game plan, for maybe kill the momentum. But starting Solov is a massive mistake. And I hope El Cholo doesn't do it. I hope Diego doesn't do it. I don't want you to start Solov, because it will kill any sort of transition play for your team. Then let's come in terms of what can Barca do in order for them to come back. The first 15 minutes and the first 20 minutes of the game is the most crucial point of the game. They have to score an early goal. They must score an early goal. And a goal must be scored in the first 15 to 20 minutes in order for a comeback to happen. Bro, they're down by 4 goals. If they come by halftime 0-0 or even 1-0, the remontada is not happening. They need minimum, and I repeat, the bare minimum. The first half needs to end 2-0 minimum. If Atleti manage to escape with a 1-0 loss or draw, the game is done. So the first 15 to 20 minutes is the most crucial part of this game. On top of that, Barcelona needs to be careful, because as much as they're going to attack, they're going to press, they're going to be very high in terms of Atleti's side, in terms of Atleti's box. The final third action is going to be crazy for Barcelona. We're going to see a lot. The high line, I expect to be at the halfway line, or even above that on that case. But they need to be careful, because bro, Atleti can easily counter that with one little ball over the top, as we witnessed in the first leg. Balde playing as good as he was in the last game against Villarreal, which was a improvement. He needs to be careful because what Atletico are going to do, they're going to target that right hand side. They scored about 4 goals from that right hand side in the first leg. And yes, they beat Levante, they beat Villarreal, but both teams still had moments. Both Levante and Villarreal still had moments and chances to create and to score against Barcelona. So that's why I don't trust Hansi Flick with the high line. I genuinely don't. If Hansi Flick are being careful, if Hansi Flick if Hansi Flick adapts, if he adapts, if he understands the situation, understands that one goal for Atleti will kill the whole game off, he needs to understand that he can do the high line at certain moments of the game. And he needs to be very, very delicate with the high line. It's not high line or bust. It can be high line and sometimes a little bit controlled lineup in terms of maybe let's drop a little bit deeper this time around. If we scored 1 goal and Atleti is trying to progress, maybe let's stay a little bit deeper, invite them to our own box, and then boom, we counter, we transition. That's how you need to be played. Because if you play the high line, bro, Lukman and Simeone will be licking their lips. It's going to be a repeat of the first leg. That's why it depends a lot on the first 15, on the first 20 minutes from a Barcelona standpoint, how they start the game, and it depends on how Hansi Flick, in terms of his game plan, in terms of his strategy, what is he going to do? Is he going to stick to his original plan, which is his only plan, or is he going to adapt, going to understand, all right, maybe I can do this a little bit differently? It depends on him as well. The players, I expect the Lamines to be better. I expect the Rafinha to basically step up. Having Pedri is crucial. But I've seen reports of Pedri might not play the full 90 minutes. Of course, he's just come back from an injury. And if the comeback seems lost, come 70 minute, and they need 3 goals, then taking Pedri off will be the most important thing, because you'd rather lose a Copa del Rey semi-final and still be in the Champions League but keep Pedri fit, then lose Pedri and then not have Pedri for the next tournaments and for the next competitions. So that should be the priority for Barcelona. As for Atleti, you can't be dumb here. You need to the game management for Atleti must be crucial here. And I'm looking at Simeone for that. I'm looking at Koke for the experienced players. I'm looking for Musso. I think starting will be good. I like the idea of Musso starting. Yes, Oblak is the main goalkeeper, and they made a massive save in the last game. But Musso, I think, did well in the first leg. Made 3 crucial saves. So having him play is not bad. But I'm looking at specifically at Simeone. He needs to chat to his players. Game management is important, and they need to understand the momentum switches in this game. They should be prepared that Barca could score in the first 10 minutes, in the first 20 minutes. They should still be prepared that Barca could score 2 goals maybe in the first half an hour in the game. The most important thing is not have your mind just disappear. They can't lose their heads because bro, one of the biggest reasons why I will always say this, the PSG Barcelona remontada, of course, there's a lot of course, it's the most iconic remontada in Champions League history. Of course, some may say it's the refereeing, some may say it's a lot of things. One of the components of that remontada is the PSG players losing their heads. The moment Neymar scored that free kick, and I always say this, the moment Neymar scored that free kick, the Barcelona players knew that they'll win the game, and the PSG players, you could see their heads, they knew the game was done. I need if the first goal, because Barca will score. Okay, Atleti, I hope you understand that you have to manage your own expectations. Barca will score, and they might score 2 or they might score 3. But if that happens, how are you going to respond to that? How are you going to cope with that? You can still be calm. Don't worry, we expected this. If you have that kind of mindset, of course, it's easier said than done. I'm not expecting for them to have that mindset, but they need to. They need to in order for them to come back. Because if they lose their heads after the first goal, bro, Barca's got them exactly where they want them. And that is the moment their heads is gone even for the first goal, boom, the second goal comes quicker than you think. The third and the fourth and the remontada is pretty much done. My expectation is I don't trust Atleti. I'm going to be so real. I genuinely don't trust Atleti. you've got people who hasn't watched La Liga, people who hasn't watched Atleti for the past 3, 4, 5 years, come out and say we're gonna see Simeone with the haram ball. If you still think Simeone plays haram ball and defensive ball and doesn't attack in 2026, then brother, you're a casual. You don't watch La Liga, you don't watch Atleti, you haven't watched them since arguably maybe 2018, where you thought they played that kind of ball. They've changed completely. They are now way more attacking than they are defensively. The point is, I don't trust Atleti for them to keep their heads up when they concede the first goal, when they concede the second goal, when they concede the third goal. But at the same time, I don't trust Barca to not concede. Because Barca will concede. Barca will still give Atleti the chances for them, especially with that high line. I don't trust Hansi Flick to adapt. I don't. It will be a massive surprise if it happens. I don't. I think Hansi Flick will play with the same way as he always does. And if that's the case, Atleti will have their moments. Atleti will have the chances to get that crucial goal. Because one goal, if Atleti scores the first goal of the game is done. The game is finished. And it happened. That happened in the first in La Liga's in the La Liga in the La Liga one, in the La Liga game between them. I think Bayena scored, if I'm not mistaken. Did Bayena score the first goal? Yeah, Bayena. Come on, bro, my memory is on point. Bayena scored, and it happened in this game. No, in this game where they scored the first 2 goals. So the first, if they manage to get that first goal, the game is done. So I don't trust Atleti, and I don't trust Barca. Not Barca, Hansi Flick. If Hansi Flick adapts, Barca will come back. And if you ask me right now, which direction am I leaning to? I'm like 60-40. I genuinely think Barca will come back. And that is my prediction for the game. I think Barca will get that first goal, will get that second goal, will get a third, or Atleti will get to make it 2-1, but Barca will still come back and make it 5 or 6. I think Barca will score minimum 4 goals. I think they'll score 4 goals. I don't think the game will go to extra time. I think they'll finish at 90 minutes. So I expect Barca to score 5 goals. Do I think Atleti will score? That's the question. But if you ask for my prediction, whether it goes extra time, it goes penalties, whatever that's the scenario is, I think Barca will come back. I expect to see Barca in the final. Out of the two, I hate both teams, but I despise Barca way more than I despise Atleti. So if I had to, I'm not supporting no team. Hell no. I'm not going to be saying Opa, whatever them man are, on Visca, whatever them man are. Hell no. But if I had to pick one team which I would rather get to the final, I would rather have Atleti get to the final, because I still think Atleti will lose against Sociedad. I think Barca will beat Sociedad. I think they'll get their revenge after they lost to them in Jan. But if I had to pick a team that is most likely to lose to Sociedad, it will be Atleti. I think the win of the Copa del Rey. If the final is Atleti versus, I expect Atleti to be Bilbao on Wednesday. So if the final is Atleti versus Sociedad, Sociedad will win. If the final is Barca Sociedad, Barca will win. So I'll rather have Atleti win this game, but get sacrificed in the final. And for me, it's a win-win. As long as Barca don't win and Atleti don't win, for me, it's a win-win. And that is the best scenario for me personally. But I've given you my thoughts. I think Barca will win, and I think Barca will come back. Put down in the comment section what you guys make of it. Your own, like, what needs to happen for Barca, what needs to happen for Atleti. Put your scenarios, put your predictions down in the comment section. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Some of you guys watching the second channel don't subscribe. I'm trying to get to 30k, you know what I mean? A lot of you guys are a fan of the second channel, of the different content that I post, which is shout out to all of you guys with the lovely messages. Like the video as well, and I'll see you 1 today with the Madrid watch along, but 2 tomorrow with the Barcelona watch along against Atleti. Peace!